Hello, moviegoers, and welcome to another edition of Have You Seen It? I'm your host, Denise, and this week my review is an oldie but goodie. So remember, that's one of my newest segments. With an oldie but goodie, there is no my favorite actor, and there is no nailed it. I'm just going back into the Wayback Machine and choosing a movie that I really enjoyed and just reviewing it again. And perhaps it may be a movie that you have not seen, and a movie that after this review you might want to check out. So this week, my oldie but goodie is the movie Brooklyn's Finest. Brooklyn's Finest. It is an Antoine Fuqua movie. He was the director of Training Day. And in this movie, you can see that vibe in this movie. It stars Richard Gere, Ethan Hawke, Don Cheadle, Wesley Snipes. Now, in this film, you've got three cops who are unconnected, but they all end up in the same place on the same evening where unfortunate circumstances occur. They, as police officers, they have different career paths. So for example, Richard Gere's character is 1 week away from retirement. And he is just, a cop who's been on the beat for 20 some odd years. He is somewhat of a loner. He's not very well liked or appreciated in his role as a police officer. And at this point in his life, he just wants to get to retirement and just go. He's not going out with a bang. There are no accolades and awards that he will be presented with. It's just a guy who the police force is probably just as happy to get rid of as he is happy to leave. Don Cheadle's character is an undercover detective who's doing undercover work in the drug cartel environment, okay? Ethan Hawke is a cop who has been skimming money off of the top of money that has been confiscated through various drug busts. So he is in a pretty bad situation in his home life where he's got a bunch of kids and a wife who is expecting twins. They live in a house that is full of mold and other hazards, specifically mold, that are now hazardous to his wife's health because she has asthma. So he wants to move, but he doesn't have the coin. But what he's been doing is taking some of that drug money and putting it aside so that he can raise money for the down payment. So this is what's going on with these police officers. And Wesley Snipes' character is a drug dealer who was incarcerated. And while incarcerated, Don Cheadle's character was doing his undercover bid, and Wesley Snipes' character kind of saved his life in the joint. So he kind of feels obligated to have his back once he's out on the street. I'm telling you, this movie was really good because there's, drug dealing, and you have that whole drug situation, drug dealing. You've got, activity where drugs are running rampant in a particular neighborhood in Brooklyn. You, of course, got the gun violence. People are getting shot and killed and beat down. There's some undercover racist remarks and comments that are in this movie as well. And you've got poverty and you've got corruption. And this is basically the movie. And you see these three cops doing all of the things that, you know, in the span of a week that are going to come to a head in this particular neighborhood on this particular evening. The first time I watched it, it's one of those movies where you might miss something and you might have to watch it again. So the first time I watched it because those are some of my favorite actors. And so I was really, you know, focused on their performance. However, I rewatched it and just recently and saw something that I didn't see when the movie came out many years ago. So if you want to watch something very gritty and real, take a look at Brooklyn's Finest. As you see, I have it on DVD, and I'm sure you can get it somewhere if you choose to do so. But if you want to see some really, really good acting, check this movie out. So that is my review for this week, and oldie but goodie. All right, folks, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And remember, I am available on BlueSky at HYSI. All right, moviegoers, you know what to do. Until next week, I need you to see a movie because I'm going to see a movie. Until next week, bye-bye.